Right, welcome. I'm back with some more Charlie's Angels stuff. Apparently, Elizabeth Banks can't seem to shut her trap. There is nothing that she is saying that is going to be remotely good for her career or PR. And yeah, I'm sure her career will be fine and all this kind of trash. I get it. But you're turning a lot of people off right now. Like, you're turning a lot of people off to your crap Charlie's Angels movie. And just generally speaking to anything that you're going to be directing in the future. Seriously. So I did the video yesterday. I'll leave it linked above. Where we discussed Elizabeth Banks' comments blaming sexism, blaming trolls for just a bad turnout to a movie. That was it, right? And yeah, I get it. You know, a lot of people have commented on that video and said, yeah, but you know, even good movies don't necessarily get high turnouts. Yeah, I get it. I mean, Doctor Sleep is a good movie. Not getting a high turnout. But I don't think anyone's trying to claim that Charlie's Angels is a good movie. And the comments of sexism and trolls and things like that are hilarious. Why are they hilarious? Because these are the same people that say this movie's not made for you. This movie is a feminist movie. This movie is for this. This movie is for women. This is a female genre movie. But you're complaining when men don't go watch your film. If you're such a strong, powerful woman, why do you need men to go see your film? Why are you complaining about it? Just stop. You sound whiny. You sound bitchy. And you devalue your own stance on your own movie, which is laughable. And it's the same kind of arguments for like A Wrinkle in Time. Like people, the famous Brie Larson comment saying, I don't want to care, I don't care what a 40-year-old white dude has to say about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for you. Well, that's fine. But the people it was made for didn't go watch your crap film anyway. And it's the same with this. So the fact that people rally against it and say it's sexism and it's trolls and it's all this, that and the other is just pure garbage. And you don't see it when male movies flop. You don't see men rallying out going, it's because of sexism. Women didn't go watch this movie. They don't like men. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's such a weak, pitted argument. And she's doubled down on it. Oh, she's doubled down on it. This was actually part of that interview which I looked at yesterday, but I didn't even catch this part. I can't believe it. Seriously, it's absolute madness. So, the Charlie's Angels reboot hit theatres this past weekend, and while reboots have become a mainstay of media over the past several years, fresh takes on old franchises don't always stack up well at the box office because people are sick of it. And they're just sick of bad films. And that includes Charlie's Angels. The Elizabeth Banks directed film flopped at the box office, having underperformed an already low opening box office estimate. And while there are a number of reasons why the film didn't exactly make the debut, those involved hoped it would. In an interview given before the film's release, suggested that not only would a box office failure reinforce sexist Hollywood stereotypes, you are just solidifying why no one should watch your crap film. Because you're trying to guilt trip, you're literally trying to guilt trip people into watching it. It's like, you don't watch it and it flops, you're sexist. Do you want to be sexist? No, we'll watch the goddamn film then. But it went further and noted that the success of female-led comic book movies could be attributed to the male genre they belong to. So not only do they now say that, again, this is how just pathetic and flawed their argument is. Not only does Elizabeth Banks say that if you don't watch this movie, you're sexist, and it reinforces a sexist stereotype, but the fact that you watched other female-led movies, it's actually only because they're in a male-led genre. It's not because they were good movies or that people actually liked them or that women went to watch them. Like, are these people actually feminists? Do they even like women? Do they even like their own sex? You're undermining your own sex by saying that women haven't gone to watch it and it's only men because they've watched it in a male genre. It's just pathetic. Now, in an interview with Harold's Son via IndieWire, Banks, who not only directed but wrote, produced and stars in Charlie's Angels as Bosley, explained that people needed to get out and see them in the film because a low box office performance would feed the idea that men don't go to action films featuring women, thus reinforcing a sexist stereotype. But that's wrong, isn't it? And we know that because there's been many female-led action movies that have done well at the box office. Very well, in fact. But now, because this one didn't do very well, it's not only the fact that it's reinforcing a sexist stereotype, men didn't go to watch it, but it's also because it's not in the right genre. That doesn't make any sense. So let's just break it down, right? So let's read what she says. Look, people have to buy tickets to this movie too. This movie has to make money. If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. No, you want it to make money because you're a producer and you want a return on your investment. You don't want to lose millions. That's why. Don't guilt trip people into a payday, you absolute swine. You bottom feeder scum. Seriously? While one could counter her claim by pointing to the box office success of both Marvel's Captain Marvel, 1.13 billion worldwide, and DC's Wonder Woman, 821 million worldwide, Banks was quick to note, they've always got an answer for things, haven't they, that even though those films centered around female characters, they're still part of the larger comic book genre, which generally is seen as male. So again, remember, just totally devaluing and speaking for women that probably watch them. I don't know many men that watched Captain Marvel and thought it was great. It was predominantly women and young girls. They all go and see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre. So what is an action film? You can't even get your own argument on point. What is an action film? Is that not male genre? Typically speaking? Traditionally? I think so. They'll go and see a comic book movie because blah, blah, blah. So even though those are movies about women, they put them in the context of feeding the larger comic book world. So it's all about, yes, you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, but we're setting up 3 other characters, or we're setting up Justice League. By the way, I'm happy for those characters to have box office successes, but we need more women's voices supported with money because that's the power. The power is in the money. You are just the worst. You are legitimately trying to guilt trip people into a payday for yourself, right? Because that's what this is. This movie has to make money because otherwise you're all sexist. Or people have watched other female movies because they're actually in male genres. What's action films then? What is an action film, ladies and gents? Please tell me down below. Is that not traditionally a male genre? And I love comicbook.com. They're such shills. They really are transparent. To be fair, Banks may not be entirely wrong. Both Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman are parts of larger franchises whose films are dominated by male characters, and the comic book industry is, historically, one more associated with male fans, creators and characters. What's action films then, comicbook.com? Seriously? Unbelievable. From that perspective, one could make the case that male moviegoers, if presented with a female-driven action film that is part of the comic book genre and one that isn't, they'll choose the comic book option. That said, one could also make the case that given the overwhelming popularity of comic book movies and franchise films more broadly is a larger factor. Not even touching on the fact that action films are largely male-dominated. And if you don't put a good one out, whether it's female-led or male-led, it's going to bomb. And that speaks volumes in here, you know. Like, there's women that have reviewed this and said it's bad. So it's clearly not just males being sexist. Women have come on to the videos that I've released and said, yeah, it's terrible. Why was this trash even made? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Louisa Moore. A feminist slanted almost turd that's been given a sparkly new sheen from a bit of the old Hollywood polish. So, what is she? Is she sexist? Really? Really? But it must be, because it fits your narrative, doesn't it? They must be sexist. Has to be. And yeah, there's women that like it, but there's also men that like it. But to say that, that they're all just this, that, and, they're sexist is just ridiculous. Linda. In the year of the woman, this is a piece of fluff that relies on action and snide repartee with lots of glamour to sell Charlie's Angels, but strong women don't always turn out a strong movie. Yeah. Make a good goddamn film. Inku. The film is stuffed with noble intentions, but Banks' vision of women empowerment, Heaven, plays more like a checklist of topics from the feminist discourse of the past few years than a coherent movie. But she's sexist, right? She's got to be sexist. There it is, sorry. She's got to be sexist, yeah? Of course she does. Couldn't possibly just, not like the film. Kristen Lopez. This new take on Charlie's Angels seems confused about what exactly it wants to say and thus intrigues audiences with items that aren't explicitly the Angels themselves. Basically, Elizabeth Banks, you try to guilt trip people into watching your crap film by saying that if you don't watch it, you're sexist, and then basically trying to get a payday. And then your counter argument to that is that, well, people watch other female-led movies because they're in a male genre. Shut up. Seriously, just shut up. You look like an idiot. You look like a total idiot. Action films are predominantly a male genre. And female-led action films have done very well, actually. So, shove it up your poop hole. Love to hear your thoughts, though. Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thanks so much for watching. Mr. H. Take care.